Hey everybody, Zach92 here back with, not back with another video. It's kind of just a celebration in a way of a very classic movie that came out 25 years ago this year. I'm surprised that they haven't done anything to celebrate its release. I'm surprised they didn't do like a 4K release for this movie. I'm hoping they would eventually, especially with the sequel films, mainly the second one. But this is going to be a celebration for the 25th anniversary of the original Rugrats movie. This is my original copy that I had when I was young in the 90s. I do have another copy of this movie on this, collection set that came out quite a few years ago. Comes with all three films, but including the original. I know they released them on Blu-ray, but I don't have the Blu-ray set. I have the physical version of it on VHS, the physical DVD, and a digital copy, but I do not own a Blu-ray copy of the original film. I'm hoping that they will do a 4K release. I'm surprised that they have not done that for this movie yet. It's a classic film, very good, very well done. Animation was amazing. I do think the sequel film, Rugrats in Paris, is better, 100% better. But this one is still a good start movie. Let's just say it beats the third film in any way, shape, and form, and even the third film beats this reboot series. But Rugrats, the original movie, I grew up with this. It came out in 1998 in November, I believe, around Thanksgiving. I believe, if I'm correct on this, if I'm correct on this, I was about 6 years old when this came out. Yeah, I was 6 years old. And this released in 1998. You can obviously tell what year I was born. And then I was definitely the right age demographic of this show back in the 90s. It's definitely one of my favorite films, for sure. Not my all-time favorite film. My all-time favorite film is Passion of the Christ, and then Rugrats in Paris, the movie. That is my second favorite film of all time. But Rugrats, the original movie, I have a lot of nostalgia for. I've always loved the Reptar wagon. The Reptar wagon was definitely a part of my childhood. Not just the characters, but the Reptar wagon, because I liked Reptar when I was younger. It's pretty much the Rugrats equivalent of Godzilla. Because they had, Rugrats versions of a lot of things. They even made fun of the Care Bears, which I think is hilarious, because I hate the Care Bears myself. And I'm glad that they make fun of it in the 90s. It was called the Dummy Bears. And you could tell that they were making fun of the Care Bears. I'm glad they were, though, because, man, Rugrats was a by far better kids show. And still also definitely a good adult show, too. It's good for kids and adults. This is the back of the VHS copy. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'm doing this in the daytime on my day off from work, and it's very, actually, sunny out, making the lighting a lot better. But obviously the story stars, Stu and Dee Dee. Are going to expect a baby, and obviously Tommy doesn't know that his baby sister was going to be born that day or not. Come to find out, Lipschitz was wrong in terms of guessing if it was going to be boy or girl, and it was a boy. Dill was born, and obviously Tommy and Dill didn't get along at first. Towards the end of the movie, they definitely do. They become very close. They definitely care for each other in the show as well after the movie was ended and the series continued. Shows that how close Tommy and Dill really were as brothers. They did bicker a little bit, but obviously they weren't really that. They're not like Stu and Drew in the show. They were a lot closer than I think they two were as brothers. But this movie was so phenomenal. Pretty much, they put the twins Phil and Lil put Dill into the Reptar wagon trying to return him to the hospital, and Tommy didn't want that, obviously, and Angelica got mad that Dill took, one, was making too much noise, and two, took Cynthia away from her, and obviously she got mad because she couldn't break the grip from Dill, and kicked the Reptar wagon, which kind of kicked it out of the home. Stu was in the basement, creating something for making inventions for the family, so that way they can earn more money, and Lou was supposed to be watching them, but obviously he's an old man, he's going to fall asleep. And left the door wide open. Well, technically, Drew left it open unintentionally. He was shouting at Stu while shutting the door that stayed open. But this movie was so well done, so well animated, and had great character arcs. I know the scene where Tommy was about to dump the monkey food onto Dill was definitely one of the most, gripping scene in the movie. And then also the scene where Chucky's getting chased by the monkeys, and Tommy comes in on Spike to save him. I like the animation done throughout that shot. the story was really well done, had great voice cast, great story. Oh, it's just so good. I also remember the Burger King toys. I think it was Burger King or McDonald's. I can't remember which. I think it might have been McDonald's, maybe. Because I think Burger King had Rugrats in Paris. I think McDonald's had the original movie. But I remember, I think I remember seeing this movie in theaters. This is the original orange tape for it. I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly or not. I'm trying to get this in view on it's just a guess. I'm not even sure if my whole head's even in shot. But this movie is a classic. I absolutely adore it. I also remember when I was younger in the 90s, I remember seeing in a mall. I don't remember which mall we're at. I think we're visiting family in Indiana. And we went to, I think it was either a mall in Indiana or maybe a mall in Ohio, where I live right now. But I'm not sure if I just remember or not. I can't remember if which mall it was, but I remember the movie being advertised and having a lot of the toys. I remember the Reptar wagon, and I remember like the advertisements, like the billboards and everything like that. I don't know why I remember this. I don't know where it was I seen this at, but man, I wish I could go to that mall just for the memories and see if the mall even still looks the same, if it's even still open. But I just remember the toys. I've always wanted the Reptar wagon when I was younger. I never got the Reptar wagon. But I did get, a few toys when I was younger. I think I may have had Reptar plush. I remember having a Jumbo Tommy and a Jumbo Chucky toy back when I was younger. It was probably like a good 5 foot plush. It's huge. This thing was gigantic. It was bigger than me, I thought, when I was younger, but I was only about 6 years old when this movie came out. So yeah, I definitely remember the toys for it. I remember the movie being advertised. Trying to remember what else. I think I remember going to other stores and seeing Rugrat memorabilia, toys and plushes throughout the years, both the one before the movie and after the movie. But yeah, let's see. Anything else I'm trying to remember? Don't really think so. But I know that this movie's not really worth a lot physically. It's even on VHS, it's maybe worth $5 to $10 max on eBay. You can find it very, very cheap. If you want to get a VHS tape like mine, you can get it on eBay for very cheap. Even if you find a sealed copy, it's worth maybe $15 to $20. I'm eventually going to try to get a sealed copy, so that way I can I'm going to keep my original copy from when I was a kid, and then maybe if you want me to do a retro unboxing of a brand new copy, same thing with Rugrats in Paris. I'm definitely going to do that, and then Rugrats Go Wild. But this movie, it's just so great. The music was also pretty darn good too. I think the only part in the movie I wasn't a big fan of was the scene where the babies were singing. When not Tommy and the gang, but other infants in the hospital were singing. I didn't really like that part. I thought it was just kind of okay. The song itself was okay. Some of it was a little bit funny, but towards the end it just kind of got a little weird. But it was just that small bit in that movie. I think that's the only thing I really have any kind of complaint on it. Because the rest of it was phenomenal. I really can't complain much about this movie. If I gave ratings, I guess I would give it like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. It's really good. Rugrats in Paris would be like an almost perfect 10. But there's only minor things on that movie I don't like. But for this movie, I can't get enough of it. It also had a Cat Dog short. I remember that. Cat Dog short right there in the corner. Cat Dog was a show I was obsessed with when I was a kid. I don't think I would probably like it as much as an adult. I would have to rewatch it to make sure. But tell me in the comments below and what you guys and girls think about this video. What do you think of this movie? What do you think of the first 3 films? My favorite's Rugrats in Paris, personally. But Rugrats, the first movie, is a classic, and it's definitely so memorable. Great characters, great story, and I can't believe it's 25 years old. I'm going to do this for more movies and TV shows and video games if I can do anniversary videos, because it's just fun to talk about my memories with it and to see what you think of it in the comments too. See you next time, and God bless. And almost Merry Christmas.